And thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we continue our journey at the Arran Distillery.
Yes, sir.
This time, we're looking at the 25-year-old from 2020. Dustin, this 46% gem, very, very dark whiskey. We've been, I would say, mildly impressed with the other Arrans that we've recently tried. And today, we're stepping up to the 25-year.
Yes, sir.
You and I had a little bit of this earlier. And I was impressed. We're going to tell everyone what we think. This time, we're going to switch over to the Capitas. Yep. It's a 46% ABV, which we don't always do, but if it's a really nice whiskey and it's under 50, we want to check out the Capitas.
Yeah, I mean, generally I prefer the Capitas for anything under 46, but unfortunately we also have to do reviews, and washing glasses between every review can get a little time consuming.
A little tedious for me, the one's doing the washing, but this one actually came in a really nice box. We don't have the box because, Dustin, once you got it out of that box, which the interior part was all wood, you couldn't get it back in?
For some reason, the box, well, it didn't come in the box because
it came separately.
They shipped it separate.
Okay.
And I went to go put it in the box, and I was like, "Oh, it's such a nice, pretty box." And then I looked down, and I realized it wasn't actually closed. And I tried sanding it down, didn't work.
You tried reaching out to people on Facebook to see if they're woodworkers.
I did. No one got back to me on that yet, but we'll see. However, Mike, I solved the problem. I just bought another bottle.
There you go.
So easy enough, I'll get another box.
I tell you what, you are a problem solver. I will give you credit for that.
I will say this though, I did email Arran. They got right back to me and said, no, we don't have any more boxes, but thanks for emailing us.
Hey, at least you got a response.
Yeah, and I emailed the retailer and they said, sorry, we sold every bottle already.
Hey buddy.
Sold out, so what are you gonna do?
I have been trying to get Glenmorangie to get back to me on a cork on that 25 for 6 months now, and I've been trying to get Lefroy to get back to me on their website as far as ordering anything, their merchandise, before they don't allow my points to work anymore. So at least you got a response, and even though it wasn't a response you wanted, hey, that's solid customer service.
And within 24 hours, it was like the next day I got up in the morning and, they're 5 hours ahead of us and I'm like,
snappy.
All right. And then, I'll say this, the retailer I purchased this from also emailed me back and said, hey, we'll look into seeing if the supplier can get us one, but.
There you go. Box doesn't fit, but I tell you what, I was about to tell you if the whiskey fits.
Exactly.
So again, natural color, unchill filtered. Again, this is we did previously the 18-year-olds, the old and the new is a whiskey comparison, the 21-year-old, which I was a fan of, that whiskey. Yeah. I thought it was a solid offering. Let's see where we go with this 25-year. Yep. And again, this is the 2020 version.
3,000 bottles.
Ever made.
Yep, it hasn't hit the U.S. yet. I don't know if and when it will. So
well, this one hit the U.S. When there's a will, there's a will.
There's definitely a will, and let me tell you, it was worth the will.
Yeah, Dustin got two. As far as cask maturation, 65% ex-bourbon barrels, 35% sherry casks. Yep. But I tell you what, this is a dark whiskey.
It's a dark whiskey, and I mean, right now, start nosing it, Mike. Chocolate, Tootsie Roll, jam, a little bit of meatiness, like a pork. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, and it's like strawberry jam, maybe.
There's a red berry. There's a red berry confectionery preserve note in here. That's just sugary and candied. And this is much like the 21 where it just comes roaring.
Yeah.
The nose comes roaring out.
The nose on this one, I mean, anything less than 48% would have shocked me. So it being 46, I mean, my mind's blown.
Yeah, no, it's just like the 21. I would have guessed much higher. Yeah. And that's the consistent theme, I will say, with all these Arrans that we've tried. All 46% ABV, both versions of the 18, the 21, and this 25. And all of them smell so much higher of an ABV than what they are. And that just tells me some solid cask maturation is going on here.
Absolutely. One thing I also pick up, and even though I'm saying words like meaty and it's got some saltiness, I'm talking like pork, and then I'm talking jams and stuff. What's really interesting to me on this one, Mike, is it comes off vibrant.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Because a lot of times 25-year-olds, they've been in the oak long enough where they're starting to get a little oaky. They're starting to smell like they need help. Like, they need a little drop of water to uncoil.
They weren't hiding bad casks here, Dustin.
No.
This is a showcase.
This is vibrant casks. Whatever they did with the bourbon cask. I think what they said is mostly first fill.
On the bourbons. Yeah. And rejuvenated.
No, on the sherry.
Oh, excuse me, you're right.
First fill.
Yeah, the 35% sherry cask. Yeah, mostly first fill and rejuvenated first fill.
Yeah, so my guess is that they're trying to hit us with a sherry punch from those, but then they said, all right, let's bring in these bourbon casks to kind of
round it out.
And then they needed a lot because these must have been some really active sherry casks. I mean, it
smells active.
This is what this actually, the closest whiskey I can compare to this is?
Give it to me.
I've got a Gordon MacPhail 23-year-old Kalila that was exclusively aged, it's a single cask. It was aged in a refilled, recharred sherry butt. And it has a similar jammy, strawberry-ish kind of note to this. Really similar. So that's just telling you how active these sherry casks were. I'm comparing it to an exclusive sherry cask.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. I get the strawberry. I don't know if it's necessarily strawberry, but it's a red berry note, and very much like the strawberry preserve, like in a jam that you get. Not like strawberry jelly, but like preserves. You get that with some sugar added sweetness.
Yep.
That meaty note to me is just flat carnitas, like at Chipotle, just the carnitas itself. I get both salt and pepper.
Yep.
Like the salt maritime note is there, but that carnitas peppered pork is there, if you will. Maybe and then the fruits come in. I'm getting some dark fruits, but I'm also getting some light pineapple.
Yeah, I get a twinge of smoke as well, Mike. Maybe, I don't know if it's oak or if there's just a hint of peat in this thing, but there's something.
You're right. I would tend more say it's oak smoke, like from the wood, than it is for peat, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but there's just a twinge, and again, it just tells you they wanted to get a complex, really beautiful whiskey out of this one, and they chose wonderful casks. And I think Arran is just now right around 25 years old, so this is like some of the first casks they ever laid down at that distillery.
But I have been impressed with everything they've done, at least with the older whiskeys, the 18, the 21, and this 25 here. This 25 being the pinnacle of what I've experienced so far, but just a beautiful, beautiful nose. What are you picking up about?
Happiness. So right away, you get some of that sherry. It's vibrant, a little chocolatey, some red fruits still coming through. But then as you swallow, the bourbon casks start coming in. I start getting a little bit of vanilla. I pick up a nice oak, and it's heavy, rich oak. It's not antiqued oak, but it's very rich, quality, new make oak. I'm getting a hint of spice now at the back. Maybe a little bit of French oak was used. Not a lot though. Probably mostly American oak in here.
You know, with the other ones, if you'd have told me they were older whiskeys, I would have believed you. Like the 18 and 21. This feels like, around a 21, 22, 23-year-old whiskey, just from the vibrancy that it delivers. Not that I don't feel that it's a 25-year-old whiskey, but it's so vibrant that you could be mistaken for a younger whiskey.
Yeah, the finish, though, for me, comes in and tells me this is older. This is where I start picking up the oak, and I pick up, I'd say there's 2 or 3 transitions, and I'm still getting that meatiness here. I've always said that Arran has a little bit of a meatiness to their malt, but it gets covered up by on the younger ones by the sherry casks. This
is the first one that's
coming out. Like this is like there's meat.
Yeah, it's carnitas, pork, pineapple, almost bordering on Hawaiian barbecue. I would say also the sherry notes. I'm picking up a distinct nut-coated raisin, almost like Honey Bunch of Oats, or not Honey Bunch of Oats. What's that cereal with the raisin and they have like that coating on top of it?
It's Raisin Nut Brand.
Yeah,
so
Raisin
like
Nut Brand.
Or they put like that coating on there. My dad used to actually, that was like one of his staple cereals.
Yeah, it's something like raisin in a cereal with like a nut coating or like a cereal type coating. Like maybe if you do total Raisin Bran, but you eat the raisin along with a good amount of the actual flakes to get that cereal note.
Absolutely.
It's a cereal note kind of infused with like a leathery raisin and sugar.
Yeah.
Which makes it really, really nice. It's very sweet, also with meaty, also with just a nice cereal type barley note to it. I tell you what, this checking a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
A lot of boxes.
So, Mike, the water has brought down the sweetness on the nose.
Kind of kicked up the maritime note slightly. Not as much as it downgraded the sweetness, but it's a little
I'm still getting a lot of I'm getting that red candy. Now it's more red candy than the jammy strawberry. Still getting the meatiness. Nose is still quite nice. You getting anything different on there?
I'm still thinking about your comment about the red candy. I wouldn't go like red hots, but I would go almost like Ricola throat lozenge almost. Red, that type of candied sweetness on it.
Yeah. I was thinking of some kind of like, I can't even tell you what I was thinking. I was almost thinking like a fruit roll up, but like one that was a little old. If that makes any sense.
A little stale?
Yeah, a little stale.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's still just a beautiful smell. I mean, you're right. There's something, again, when I said red fruits earlier, there's something red about the smell to it.
Everything about this is red. Now, what's funny, though, is when I go in for the taste, Mike,
Give it to me.
cinnamon comes out.
Oh, there's your red.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's not like, I don't think of cinnamon as a red candy as much, even though we're sold red hots. And, hey, look, it's red. But I get the cinnamon, I get the saltiness coming through.
Strong cinnamon, actually.
Yeah. Very strong.
Cinnamon and salt.
Which is making me think, again, European French oak somehow is involved in this. Or, again, could just be that maritime just beautiful, salty seaweed stuff's causing that.
It's very spicy with a little bit of water.
Yeah.
And salty, which is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, salt is a spice.
It loses, yeah, it is. I mean, it loses a little bit of the transitions and kind of the nuanced complexity. It's a little simpler with the water.
Simplifies it for sure.
Yeah, but it's not. But I still really, really like it.
I kind of lose that cereal note to it as well.
It's obvious, but it is more subtle. And I think again, the meatiness of the malt is really, it's carrying the day here. It is. I mean, I can't think of another whiskey I've used the words meaty that weren't like Isla. You know,
Yeah, true. Yeah, especially, you know, I mean,
maybe a Klein Leash. I might think that occasionally.
It was more waxy, but I know where you're going with it. And really, I kind of think Lagavulin when I think meaty.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much in general.
80% as meaty as a Lagavulin, really.
Oh,
maybe not the meatiest of Lagavulins, but
sure.
I'd put this meatier than like the 16.
The Carnitas facet to it, neat, reminded me a lot of the distillery team pick from Lagavulin from 2017.
Okay, yeah.
It reminded me of that, and it had the pineapple with it. So there were some things that were reminiscent of that whiskey. Now, it wasn't peated, wasn't as oily, wasn't as high as an ABV, but it's in that same spectrum.
Yeah.
If you will.
Absolutely. I found that the other Arrans did need time to open up. This 25 came out of the bottle just ready to go. Just crossing my fingers I get one again.
Very impressive whiskey. I'm glad you dabbled and got a few of these Arran malts. Those two 18s, the 21 and this 25, because I really didn't know a lot about them.
Yeah.
I think we had a basic one here, a 12 or something like that. Never wanted to take the step because I didn't know anything really about the distillery. But these are impressive.
Yeah, I'm really, you know, I gotta give a little credit here to Malt Review. They did the 18, and that kind of, that got me interested in going back to Arran, because I bought the 14-year something cask finish that Aquavitae recommended as his whiskey of the year a couple years ago. And I thought that was mediocre, boring whiskey. I did not enjoy that whiskey. I understood why Aquavitae liked it, because it had a lot of coastal, earthy elements, but at 14 years, it just wasn't for me.
Sure.
And I think the cask was a little strange to me as well.
You know, I forgot Mike and Arby did this one.
Yeah, they did the 18.
Yeah, I did the 18, but usually those guys don't bring you whiskey if it's not a pretty good whiskey.
No, they don't. And that's where I was like, all right. And they're talking about it's good value and all this, and I was like, all right, you know what?
We gotta see what these guys. If these guys think it's there, we probably should give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, so if you, hey, Mike and Arby, you guys are watching this one, the 25 is definitely worth a shot if you guys like the 18, because this is quite a step up from that particular whiskey. So was the 21, but this one's really a step up.
This is a substantial step up from the 21.
Yeah, this is an excellent.
And with that, Mike, I'm going to let you go first.
Whiskey score? Oh, man, you put me on the spot. Okay, so I haven't had this whiskey enough to really fully appreciate it. I do like a lot of things about it. I'm going to say it is a 90.5. So I'm between a 90 and a 91. So I'm going to say a 90.5 out of 100. Excellent whiskey. I may go up or down once I get more experience with the whiskey. Where you at, Dustin?
92.
90, woo, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I went light.
This to me has, you know, I used to talk to you, Mike, about why I thought Highland Park 18 was the perfect whiskey to get somebody into Scotch. Once they'd started to dabble, because it had a little bit of the peat, it had the sherry, it had kind of the heather honey. It gives you elements of different distilleries. This is the master class. Okay, you're ready for high-end whiskey. Let me give you one that's going to give you everything. And that's what Arran 25 is to me.
I'm at a 90.5. Dustin's at a 92.
Yep.
If you had a chance to taste this whiskey, which is rare because they just came out this year, but let us know what you think. And this is another good thing about 2020.
Yep.
This Arran 25-year-old.
And if there's going to be a U.S. release of this one, guys, be looking, be hunting, call your stores now, ask them to get you this.
Because, you know, not a lot of people know about this.
No. So, you know, if you can get this into your store, it's going to be a buy. It's going to be worth it, guys, even if you have to pay a 25% tariff markup.
Oh, yeah, because that would still just put you in the low 400s.
Yeah.
Most likely.
This is $500-$600 quality whiskey here.
It's a very good whiskey. Very good whiskey. At this point in my whiskey journey, if I'm rating something over a 90,
yeah,
it's a solid whiskey.
You're not a lot of 92s I've given out.
No.
We drink pretty good stuff here, I think.
Every once in a while. I don't know what you guys think, but we try to do some nicer whiskeys. Anyway,
we try.
Well, listen, what you guys think in the comments section. If you're able to get your hands on this at some point, we'd love to hear someone else's opinion on it, since there are so few opinions on it.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. We'll go from there. And Dustin, until we see the folks next time, what do we wish them?
Empty glass, happy drinking.
Empty glass, happy drinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. See you next time.